Croeso pawb to the PlayStation Indies PSN sale. I found you a load of great deals that can save you over £300. So watch the whole video to find yourself a deal, and then subscribe if you never want to pay full price for games ever again. This sale ends on the 1st of December, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Okay, let's look at the games. First up is AntiGravator. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.99, which is pretty decent. This racing game is set in the year 2210, and thanks to the terraforming and anti-grav technology, the Anti-Grav Intergalactic Tournament was founded. So now it's up to you to enter the tournament and compete to do your best. The game features 2-player local and 8-player online multiplayer, weapon pickups, and ship customizations. This game looks like a budget rip-off of Wipeout, which is great because they canned the company that made that, so it's nice to see someone else is trying to take over the mantle. This may not be a AAA effort, and it may not be as good as Wipeout, but hey, if you love Wipeout like I do, you might want to take a look at it. It's at a really good price for a rare game type these days. And if you've never played a game like Wipeout before, or you don't even know what Wipeout is, it's basically Mario Kart but for adults. So if you like competitive racing with weapons, you should definitely take a look at this series. And why not look at this budget rip-off as well? It's pretty cheap and it looks pretty decent. Why not take a look? Our next game is Ash of God's Redemption. It was released in 2020, so it's only a year old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £4.99, which is really good. This is a turn-based strategy game, where the Reapers have returned, and are planning to drown the world in blood to awaken the slumbering gods. You play as 3 heroes destined to face this enemy. It features an ever-changing story based on your choices and tactics, and a really cool art style with beautiful graphics. There's not a lot of turn-based strategy games around, and this looks like a really cool one I've never heard of before, with a really cool replayable story with multiple endings and choices, and all in all it just looks like a pretty decent game. So if you're missing out on a bit of turn-based strategy, you might just want to check this one out, but if not, take a look at the other games instead. Beatblaster is our next game. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on at least a 60% discount for the price of £6.39 or £4.79 with PS Plus, which is a really good deal for PS Plus users. This is a VR rhythm shooter, where move controllers are compatible, so if you've got them, you'll probably have a lot more fun with them. In this game, you shoot and run through various levels of different styles that move to the beat of the music. It features over 30 songs, 4 movement options, and a low chance of motion sickness, with no loading screens at all. So if you've got a PSVR headset and you like rhythm games, you should take a look at this game. And if you've never played a VR rhythm game before, then this one seems pretty friendly for beginners, so you might want to take a look at it, especially at this decent price. Our next game is Beholder Complete Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £2.39, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and dirt cheap. This edition includes the Blissful Sleep DLC, that adds a whole new scenario to the game, so you do get a lot of extra content as well. In this game, you are a government-installed landlord in a totalitarian state, spying on tenants and their lives to ensure they follow the law, keeping the state happy. So do you report on them, or do you help them out instead? Your decisions will have consequences, which should help keep you invested in what you do in the game. This is a very unique game, and I think it's pretty cool. I really like the idea of it, and if it delivers on its promises of meaningful consequences for your decisions, then I think it would be a really cool game to play. If you like the sound of it, why not take a look at it? There's definitely not many games like this around. And hey, if you want more of it, the second game is also on sale for the same price. So if you've got the first one already or you want both of them, that's there as well if you're interested. We have an action platformer next, Bladed Fury. It was released this year, so it's brand new, and is on at least a 65% discount for the price of £5.59 or £3.99 with PS Plus, which is really good. This game is based on Chinese mythology, where the Princess Ji has been granted powers by the deities to avenge the death of her father. It features a traditional Chinese art style and a fluid combat system that allows you to build up combo streaks for huge scores. This game is really beautiful to look at. It really draws you in with the beautiful graphics, and it seems to be a pretty good gameplay as well. If you're a fan of action platforms and you want something a bit different, or you're a fan of the Chinese mythology, you should definitely check this game out. And if you've never played an action platformer before, then you might want to take a look at this game, because it's pretty different and it's at a decent price. Although you can get other AAA games at similar prices as well, so you will have a lot of options if you're not sure. A VR game is next, Blind. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the price of £1.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a ridiculously good deal. This is a puzzle psychological thriller with move controller support, which is really cool, where you play as a young woman who wakes up blind in a strange room with no memories. Goaded by the sinister warden, you must use echolocation to explore a frightening mansion, solving puzzles along the way to find out what's going on and escape. This looks like a great game for brave VR players who like psychological thrillers or horror in VR. That's not me, it scares me too much, but hey, if that's what you like, this looks like a really good game for you. You should definitely check it out at this price. A sport game with a bit of difference next, Blood Bowl 2 The Legendary Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and is on an 85% discount for the price of £3.74, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a phenomenal deal, as this edition includes 16 additional races and new features as well. That's a huge amount of DLC for free. It's a great deal. In this game you play as over 24 races and their star players with a new solo Eternal League, challenge mode, and even mix and match races to create the ultimate team. I mean, let's be honest, the Madden series has been absolute shambles for years now, with horrible microtransaction riddled garbage. It's just a shame, it really is. Why not play a different game? And this is the nearest you're going to get, I think. But in any case, this is a great game, the people that play it love it, and it's at a really good price now. So if you're interested, check it out. More puzzle platforming next, Degrees of Separation. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.99, which is pretty good. In this game you play as Ember and Rhyme, who use their powers of fire and ice to manipulate the environment, and combine them together to create wind, explosions and more in order to solve the puzzles. And the story is written by Chris Avallone, which is someone I have no idea who it is, but it mentions it, so they must be famous somewhere. And it also includes 2-player co-op, which, let's be honest, this game looks like it was designed for that. So if you like playing games with your partner or a kid, then you'll get a lot more out of this. Take a look at it if that sounds good to you. Up next is my star by Dex. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on at least an 85% discount for the price of £2.39 or £1.59 with PS Plus, which is an amazing deal. This game is a 2D action RPG set in a cyberpunk future, where you are wanted dead by a mysterious organization, and you must explore the city making unexpected allies to try and take down the system before they kill you. It features real-time combat system and cybernetic augments for your character. So Cyberpunk 2077 was hyped as hell, and then it came out and it kinda sucked. And even now it's still a broken mess. But hey, guess what? It was already out all along and we never knew it. Yeah, you're right, this game. This game is basically Cyberpunk, but a 2D version of it. Now that's kind of an insult to this game, because this game actually works and has fully fleshed out features. So this is the game Cyberpunk wished it was, but in 2D. This game is extremely unique. It has rave reviews. Everybody that plays it loves it. If you love Cyberpunk, if you love RPGs, do yourself a favour and take a look at this game at least, because it looks phenomenal, and it's extremely unique. I doubt you'll see another game like this in your lifetime. Highly recommended. And if you've never played an action RPG before, then you might want to take a look at it. It's unlikely you'll ever see a game like this again. You never know, you might just find your favourite game ever. It's my star buy. It's basically Cyberpunk. It's at a ridiculously cheap price. Definitely check it out. Up next is Dungeon Top. It was released in 2020, so it's only a year old, and it's on at least a 70% discount for the price of £3.44 or £2.86 with PS Plus, which is really cheap. This roguelike deck building game has you exploring dungeons full of monsters to test the power of your decks. It features hero classes, different minion allegiances, upgradable cards, tactical battles, and various ways to build your decks, with a lot of different strategies available to you. This is another game that's very unique. I've never seen a deck building game like this before, especially a roguelike one with some tactical strategy in as well. It's very unique, it's very different. If you like card building games and you want something different, definitely check this out. And if you've never played a card building game before, then you might not want to start here, because it's very unique and probably much more complicated than other ones. More VR next, Form. It was released in 2020, so it's 1 year old, and it's on a 65% discount for the price of £4.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal, especially for VR games. This is a VR puzzle game where move controllers are required, so if you don't have them you can't play it. In this game, as Dr. Eli, you follow a mysterious signal into the obelisk, where you solve geometric puzzles, seeking to find a new existence within the obelisk. It looks like a really cool puzzle game, with some cool aesthetics and graphics. Probably not the best puzzle game around, but it looks good enough, and at this price, puzzle fans will probably get a lot of fun out of it, especially in VR, because puzzle games are made for VR, they really are. So if you have a PSVR headset, and you like puzzle games, you should definitely take a look at this. You might just enjoy it. Our next game is Heimrich. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on at least an 80% discount for the price of £3.19 or £2.39 with PS Plus, which is a great deal. This action platformer has you as a young scribe in a medieval town full of warriors, sorcerers and dragons, and you must use your power of words to defeat the enemies in your way. It features horrific deaths, puzzles in every world, and a dark sense of humour. This is a very unique game with a different and cool art style, where it's kinda like you're in a book, with the words being written being your power to defeat the enemies. So if you're a fan of action platformers with a bit of puzzling, this is pretty different, so you should definitely take a look at it. And if you've never played an action platformer before, then you might not want to start with this one, because it is very unique and it does have some puzzling elements as well. But hey, if you like the look of it, it's at a pretty good price, so you might want to take a chance anyway. Up next is a bundle. Indie bundle Shyness and Seasons After Fall. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the low price of £2.39, which is great for 2 full games, even if they're indie ones. In Seasons After Fall, which is a puzzle platformer, you must guide a wild fox on a journey through a beautiful land to meet the 4 guardians, while using your ability to switch between the 4 seasons to solve puzzles. And in the second game, Shyness, which is an RPG, you must journey across a universe on the verge of collapse, crashing onto a planet and stranded in the middle of a conflict spanning multiple kingdoms. This is a great value bundle. I can't believe you're getting 2 games for this price, especially when one of them is a proper RPG and the other's a really cool puzzle platformer. If you like one or both of these games, definitely take a look at it. And hey, if you've never played either of these genres before, then definitely pick it up. You're getting 2 good games at a great price, and you might find your new favourite genre. Definitely check it out. Our next game is Iris Fall. It was released in 2021, so it's brand new, and it's on at least a 65% discount for the price of £5.59 or £3.99 with PS Plus, which is a really great deal, especially considering it's new. This puzzle game is based heavily around light and shadow, where you switch between the 2 realities, solving unique shadow puzzles created by the environment in both 2D and 3D. I've played a couple of old puzzle games that had similar ideas to this, where you manipulated shadows for puzzles, and I really enjoyed them. It's a really cool idea, and when it's implemented well, it makes for great puzzles that are different and unique to most puzzle games. So if you're a fan of puzzle games, why not check it out? And hey, if you've never played a puzzle game before, then at this price, you might want to check it out. You might just love puzzles, and you've never known it all this time. King's Quest: The Complete Collection is next. It was released in 2015, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £4.79, which is really decent, although it can be a little cheaper sometimes, but I'm talking pennies, not a lot, so don't worry about that. This collection includes all 5 chapters of the adventure, an extra epilogue chapter, and a theme for your PlayStation. In this story-driven adventure game, a legendary series is reimagined, where you play as Graham on his quest to become a knight, and solving puzzles along the way with your decisions throughout the game impacting the story, and there are branching dialogue choices and endings, so it really rewards extra playthroughs, and it also makes each experience unique. So if you're a fan of the original, or you're just a fan of story-driven adventure games in general, then you should definitely take a look at these, because they were well received when they came out, and that's always a good sign when looking for a game to pick up. It just looks like a fun and engaging adventure game. Well worth looking at. A JRPG game next, The Grand Legacy: Tale of the Fate Bounds. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on at least a 75% discount for the price of £3.99 or £1.59 with PS Plus, which is a great deal, especially if you've got PS Plus. In the hand-drawn world of Legrand, you embark on an epic adventure alongside the Fate Bounds as they attempt to bring peace to Legrand. It features city building and mini-games, tactical military battles, and a mixture of 3D and hand-drawn graphics. This game looks really cool, and it plays a lot like a traditional JRPG game, but with a load of bonus stuff thrown in as well, like the town building and mini-games. So if you're a fan of JRPG games, like the old Final Fantasy games and the like, you should definitely check this out because of this price. It's a great game and you'll really enjoy it. And if you've never played a JRPG game before, then you should definitely take a look at this, because again at this price, you can't go far wrong. It's a really great deal, and it looks like a really good game as well. Take a look at it. Up next is a blast from the past, Leisure Suit Larry Wet Dreams Don't Dry Happy Ending Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £6.99, which is really good. This edition even includes the happy ending epilogue, so you're getting some DLC thrown in as well, which is great value. In this point-and-click adventure, you follow Larry from the 80s to modern day on a crazy adventure solving puzzles and dating women along the way. It features non-linear gameplay, over 30 areas and characters, a dating sim, hand-drawn graphics, and true blue jokes. This series is older than I am, so if you've been around a while you'll remember it, and it's famous for its lewd jokes and funny humour. And if you remember it and you liked it, you should really enjoy this game too. And hey, if you've never played a point-and-click adventure before, then you might want to take a look at this, but you have to be okay with some lewd jokes and have a sense of humour. Otherwise, there's plenty of other point-and-click adventures that go on sale pretty regular, so you can start with one of them instead if you're not sure. Up next is an RPG, Masquerade Songs and Shadows. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.19, which is really good. As an exiled sleuth, you return to the city of De La Ombre to help solve a mysterious kidnapping of a diplomat, but you soon find that a much deeper conspiracy lurks in the shadows of Ombre. The story for this game looks pretty cool, and from what I've read is pretty deep as well, which is great. That's exactly what you want in an RPG. And the gameplay is more modern as well, with it being more tactical RPG based, so you're getting a pretty good combat experience as well. So hey, if you're looking for your new RPG, and it's a bit different, then take a look at this game. And if you've never played an RPG before, then you might want to check this out. It may not be the most well-known RPG, or even a AAA one, but at this price, you're not risking a lot, so you might want to check out a new genre if you've never played an RPG before. Another VR game is next, Megaton Rainfall. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 63% discount for the price of £4.80, which is awesome. In this VR action game, with no move controller support, you get to become an indestructible interdimensional super being as you attempt to defend Earth from an alien invasion. But be careful though, as your powers can just as easily level the cities you're trying to save. This game looks unbelievable, and it's really the sort of thing that VR was designed for. You get to fly around the world like Superman, but with other abilities as well, like the ability to fire energy blasts. And then when you land in the cities, you get to take on the alien invaders in their massive robotic machines as you fly around the buildings, destroying them and trying to save everyone. This game has had mixed reviews over its time, because when it came out initially everyone loved it, but then as they updated it some more, they tried to make it more user-friendly for people with motion sickness, and they kinda made it less good for the people that had overcome the motion sickness. Now I don't know what the latest state of play with that is, but it's a good game, irrelevant of whether they've messed with the motion sickness stuff. So if you've got a PSVR headset, and you'd like a taste of being a superhero, fighting an alien invasion, this is probably your only option, but it's a good one. And at this price, I'd recommend it. Why not take a look? And hey, if you've never played this sort of game before, and you've got a PSVR headset, then take a look at it. It might just be the best VR game you've played in ages. More point-and-click adventure next, My Brother Rabbit. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the low price of £1.79, which is an awesome deal. In this point-and-click adventure, an ill girl, together with her brother, uses their imaginations to escape into a fantastic universe, following a rabbit on an adventure to nurse his friend back to health, while solving puzzles, playing mini-games, and finding hidden objects along the way. This looks like a pretty decent but standard point-and-click adventure, so if you've played a lot of them and you like them, then why not pick this one up? It's at a great price, and it's good enough. And if you've never played a point-and-click adventure before, then you might want to take a look at it. It's at a really good price, and you might just like them. They're not for everyone, but hey, if you enjoy them, then this is a great deal, so you might just want to take a chance. Our next game is an action platformer, Pancaku. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the price of £1.89, which is pretty good. This game is set in the dreams of a troubled child, where you enter to fight the nightmares by completing levels and beating bosses. It features upgradable skills and an RPG elements as well. So if you're a fan of action platformers, this is a really decent one at a great price, so why not think about it? And if you've never played an action platformer before, then at this price, with the extra gameplay elements, you might want to check it out. It looks like a pretty decent game at a good price. Up next is Pine. It was released in 2021, so it's brand new, and it's on at least a 75% discount for the price of £4.24 or £3.39, which is really good. In this action-adventure game, you have to find a new home for your tribe, so you must explore the open world of Albemarle, which is full of different gameplay elements, including trading, crafting. It has 6 biomes. It's a full living dynamic world, so things happen whether you're there or not, and all the things put together affect the ecology of Albemarle. So what you do has consequences both in the story and in the ecology of the world. It reminds me a bit of a Zelda game, mixed with GTA I suppose, kinda like an open world Zelda game. I know that sounds weird, but in any case it looks really interesting to me, and it's definitely a very unique game. So if you like the sound of it, why not take a look at it? It looks like a very different and intriguing game, even if you're new to this genre. It's a cheap price and it's very different. We have a puzzle adventure next, The Sexy Brutale. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the price of £3.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. In this game, set in the Sexy Brutale mansion, you must investigate everyone's deaths to solve the mystery and save their lives, including your own. In this game, you can mess with time, you can rewind and replay the same time over and over again, each time following or detecting new clues, and then the more times you run through it, the more you learn, the more you solve it, the more deaths you solve, and the closer you get to solving the mystery. It's a very different and unique puzzle game, which got rave reviews when it came out. Everyone loved it. And at this price, it's a steal. If you like puzzle games, definitely check it out. And if you've never played a puzzle game before, this is a really highly rated one at a good price, so you might want to check it out too. And the final game I have for you is Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. It was released in 2015, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £3.74, which is a fantastic deal. In this isometric RPG, you get to control a squad of desert rangers as they explore the hellish landscape of a post-apocalyptic wasteland. It features over 80 hours of gameplay, consequences for your decisions, over 150 weapons, character customizations, and more. This series is really well liked. They've all had great reviews, and RPG fans love them. So if you're a big fan of RPGs, especially isometric ones, then you should definitely take a look at this. It's a really good game with great RPG gameplay. And if you've never played an RPG before, this is a good place to start, especially at this price. You might just want to dive in. But be warned, RPGs are huge games. If you get hooked, you'll spend a lot of time in this game, but you'll thank me afterwards. So it's not too bad, I guess. And that's all the games I have for you from the PlayStation Indies PSN sale. If you liked the video, drop it a like, and don't forget to subscribe so you'll never have to pay full price for games again, and you'll get to find some cool new games along the way as well. In any case, what did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones? Did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it, or was something else a better choice? Leave all your complaints down in the comments and we can argue about it later. I hope you guys found some games that you're interested in, but more importantly I hope you guys saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Hoil Vour.